nothing but the dog in me. Why must I chase the cat?
Hello. Fade me in. No, you didn't. I don't see me. Good evening and welcome to Pound Posse Presents. I'm assuming you can hear me, but you can't see me. We've got Mike on his very second solo. Something's still not right there. And Colleen's in there helping him. So we'll get this right. And welcome to live TV. Thank you, Colleen. Okay, good evening and welcome to Pound Posse Presents. Mike on his second ever solo, ringing it in with a bang. It's live TV. I can't be mad. It's all good. Zach is off on his very first concert. He has gone to see Florence and the Machine, so I know he's really excited about that and hope he has an excellent time and it's everything that he hopes it would be. Also, being the mama bear that I am, hope that, he's careful and safe travels and all that other stuff because, he's Zach and we got to worry about him. But anyway, so Mike is in there and I know he's already sweating and it's all good because, everybody's got to do it once or twice and get it right and we'll be fine. Right, Mike? Yep, he says. Okay, so for some very, very exciting stuff, if you would please bring up the Sweetpea pictures and scroll through those, look at the progress. This is so stinking exciting. The outside of the building is coming together so fast. It's really mind-boggling. Just a couple weeks ago, that was basically just cement poured and, a concrete floor. Now everything's going really quick and it's coming together and it's so way past time. But at the end of the day, there's still a long way to go. There's still the inside to do, and it's been such a long haul, and it's coming together, and it's emotional. It really is, because if you think through all that Sweetpea has been through, not just the fire, but the red tape afterwards, it really felt for a time like this was never going to happen. So that it's happening and it's happening so quickly, it takes my breath away. It really does. And Juno is working on getting a cageless cat room together in Wolfie's name, gifted by Juno. And that's a fun project to watch come together as well. And I know that Juno and Deb are over the moon tonight because they're at Rock and Shock up in Worcester, which I was really hoping I'd be able to get to go to, but they met Linda Blair, and that's so exciting. I'm twice as mad that I didn't get to go, but hey, life goes on, and one of these days I'll have a vehicle that gets me wherever I want to go, whenever I want to go. Alrighty, I will take the camera back. And we're going to go through some adoptables because, that's pretty much what we like to do here is try to find perfectly adoptable animals' homes. And the first one up today will be Bailey. And look at how gorgeous Bailey is. You know, if I were ready for a cat, which I'm not, thank you very much, I would go scoop this guy up so fast it would make my own head spin. Ha ha, Linda Blair joke. But anyway, he's just gorgeous. And Bailey is about 8 months old. He's neutered. He's up to date with his vaccinations. He does well with other cats, and he'd probably do well with dogs if you take it slow. Hey, what'd you do? You did something. Yes, you did. All right, well, anyway, as you can see, Bailey has some extra toes, and that is something that's called polydactyl. And there's a whole history, there you go. There's a whole history that goes along with polydactyl cats, and I will get to that shortly. But if you're interested in Bailey, and someone please give him a good home because it's killing me. Bailey is at the Waterford East Lyme Animal Control, and the number there is 860-442-9451. Once again, that's 860-442-9451. And you can leave the picture of him sprawled out. That one, yes. You can leave that one up. And I'll talk a little bit about the history and lore surrounding polydactyl cats. It's believed that the English Puritans may have taken polydactyl cats on their ships to Boston in the mid-1600s, and the offspring of those cats traveled on trading ships along the northeast waterways, which may explain why there's a larger population of polydactyl cats in the general region. They were considered ship cats, thought that, you know, the extra toes gave them better footing in rough seas. I don't know about that. But polydactyl cats were considered to be lucky by sailors. Now, the gene that's responsible for the extra toes is dominant, and regardless of gender, if one parent carries the gene, 40 to 50% of their kittens will have it too. The extra toes are usually on the front paws and can vary in number and placement. Some of them look like thumbs, some are literally extra toes. But they can also appear, the extra toes, on the rear paws. Now, it's rare for a cat to have extra toes on rear paws without having extra toes on the front. It's not considered a deformity. It's a deviation from the norm, but there is a variation of the gene that can cause severe conditions. And I just think it's cool. I mean, you know, everybody's like, oh, a cat's got lots of toes, and oh, it's got extra toes, and people don't generally know that there's a term for it. And I decided to look a little bit of it up so that I could share. And I just think it's really interesting, you know, that they were ship cats. But here's a piece of trivia. Now, the most toes ever reported on a cat was 32 back in 1974. Normally there's 18, and the current record holder, if you will, has 27. So anyway, a big shout out and a thank you for the article by Arnold Plotnick with Manhattan Cat Specialists, because that article kind of put it all together when I was looking for the information, and it was all concise and in one spot, and you know, he deserves a shout out because, you know, basically I grabbed a lot of stuff out of his article. All right, so next up we have Thing. This dog is so stinking cute. I can't even stand it. They're saying he's about 7 years old and a Shih Tzu mix. And I love Shih Tzus. I had one for 17 years, my little Kimba, my first dog, really, that I had for any length of time. Thanks, Mom. But Shih Tzus are just, they will always hold a special place in my heart. This guy almost looks like he has Yorkie ears and a Shih Tzu head. He looks really, really tiny. But Thing, because the shelter is kind of doing an Addams Family themed names for the season, which is fitting. Anyway, Thing went into the shelter with a rash that's being treated, and he is available now at Bridgeport Animal Control. And if you're interested, the number's 203-576-7727. Once again, that's 203-576-7727. Now, unfortunately, Bridgeport doesn't give a whole lot of information about, you know, the dogs and their personality. I guess they have just so many. So if you want to learn more, the best thing to do is go down there and ask to meet whichever dog you're interested in. Next up, we have Hercules. And Hercules, I swear, looks like a little Bella to me. Maybe a little grayer, well, definitely a little grayer, and maybe a little more petite because she's like a little tank. But anyway, Hercules was found roaming, and I don't know how you could not miss this little nugget. You know, there's a 7 to 10 day stray hold, and no one's come looking for him, and now he's up for adoption. How are you not missing your dog? Anyway, they say he's really timid and nice in spite of the fact that he barks a lot in his kennel. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's because he's scared. And he's just, you know, got that little Napoleon complex and letting everybody know that, you know, it's his territory, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, he is also at Bridgeport Animal Control. And again, the number there is 203-576-7727. Once again, 203-576-7727. Next up, in keeping with the Addams family names, is Morticia Addams. And she is gorgeous. They're saying she's about 6 years old. She's quiet and she likes other dogs. So there's two things that she's got going for her other than the fact that she's beautiful. And she, again, is at Bridgeport Animal Control. And the number is 203-576-7727. That's 203-576-7727. And I've got to say, you know, it's really sad, but, you know, black dogs are the most overlooked in shelters. And, you know, there's just no way that they're all going to get adopted because people don't seem to want black dogs, black and brindle. It doesn't make sense to me, but, you know, I'm the one who would go and adopt a black or brindle dog. I have and I will, and, you know, it doesn't faze me in the least. So please, if you're looking for a dog, consider these less adoptable, these ones that are considered less adoptable. They're not less adoptable. Sometimes they're the best dogs in the bunch, but people have like this thing in their head, and, you know, I don't understand it myself. Anyway, next up we have Pookie. And this is a really sad story. Pookie was surrendered to the shelter when the shelter got a call to, quote unquote, come and get this dog. Apparently, she was in the way and the husband was starting to hit her. Now, you know, 32 seconds worth of props for the woman who knew that this was turning into a bad situation and that the dog needed to be not there anymore. The way the story reads is, you know, there was someone in a wheelchair in the home or something, and, you know, so now the dog's getting in the way, and, you know, God forbid anybody has any consideration for the dog. So, you know, just start hitting her, because that's a good thing to start doing, right? Anyway, so this poor dog at 10 years old and had her whole lifetime spent with these people, and that's the best they can do for her. She had fleas. She had overgrown nails. I don't think you can really see her nails, but they did post a picture of those. really shameful. So, this poor dog hasn't been getting properly appreciated or taken care of for quite some time. Maybe she started out being loved, but clearly she just became unimportant. So she has a mass, and that's what this picture is. It kind of looks to me like it's just like a fatty lump, because those happen with age, but it's kind of a big one, so who knows. I've had dogs that had little bumps and lumps, and they haven't been anything, but then again, it could be something and need some attention. And I'm sure it was never going to happen where she was. And in that picture, I think you can see how long her nails are. It's really sad. I hope they cut them. But anyway, her whole world just came crashing down around her, and now she needs a soft place to land. It's really hard to see such a sad face. She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand any of it. Why they stopped caring about her, why they wouldn't do anything for her, why they were hitting her, why they were treating her that way. People, don't get a dog if you're not going to commit to the life of it. It just kills me. Anyway, so yeah, she needs a place to go where she'll be valued, where she'll be loved, somebody to get her checked out medically, because she probably needs a little TLC. She probably hasn't been to a vet in forever. So she's located in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, and while that's a hike, it's not the end of the world. Okay, it's a road trip, but it's never too far to save a life. And maybe if you're interested, you can get her transported. But anyway, the shelter is the Hillside SPCA, and again, it's a drive, but it's worth saving a life. And the number there in Pottsville is 570-622-7769. Once again, 570-622-7769. Next up, we have Jackson. And look at him. And now here we go. We've gone from the black dogs to a brindle. And he is just gorgeous. Now, if this dog, his facial features aren't 100%, but if his ears were standing up, he's like a dead ringer for my Bocce. And you don't see the longish shepherdy hair like that very often. You'll see that the hair is a lot shorter. But really, this is a beautiful dog. And, I couldn't overlook a Bocce look-alike. Anyway, he's said to be playful. He's young, maybe 8 months old, and he likes other dogs. So at this age, he's definitely a dog that is a pretty clean slate. And he could be anything that, you worked with him to be. So if you're interested in Jackson, he's also at the Pottsville, Pennsylvania Hillside SPCA. And the number is 570-622-7769, 570-622-7769. Don't overlook them because they're so far away. Like I say, it's definitely worth it to take a little road trip and save a life. Or, if the shelter is willing to transport, that's a beautiful thing too. But, you don't have the advantage of meeting the dog first. And if you've got other dogs, it's always a good idea to try to make sure that they're going to get along before you bring them in. Sometimes it works if you don't, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, we've got a couple of events coming up. And next Sunday, October 21st, is the Sweetpea Halloween Dog Walk. And that will be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Barry Falls Dam in Hubbardston, Mass. And, it's always a good time. I've been to the last, 4 or 5 dog walks, and you don't have to walk. You can walk with a dog. You can walk without a dog. There's the trails. You can just go and hang out. There's food, there's raffles, And, there's all of us. And that always makes it special. Juno and Jake and, maybe Scout, Paris, Rizzo, who knows who Deb will bring. And, word on the street is that because it's the Halloween dog walk, there might be guests and maybe Elvira will be there. We'll see. She's been asked to come. So we'll see if we'll do that. But yeah, if you come in costume, it's always pretty cool. Last year they had the most amazing Beetlejuice and Lydia. It was really pretty awesome. So the weekend after that, on October 28th, from 11:30 to 3, For the Love of Jack is having their annual pasta dinner, and that will be at Marino's Restaurant in Torrington. Dessert is by the Cake Gypsy, and that's always fantabulous. Again, there's going to be raffles, there'll be a 50-50, and a whole bunch of fun. You've seen Sherry on the show. You see, I'm sure, lots of pictures of me going to events with Sherry, like we'll be at the dog walk. And she really puts on a great event, and it's much appreciated and in support of all she does to help sick, injured, and hungry animals. So, a little bit of sad news to report. If you've been watching the show, I'll take the camera back for a second. If you've been watching the show for any length of time, or following me when I was writing for Examiner, you would remember that I used to do birthday dogs. And I say used to because the last couple years I really haven't, for one reason or another. But Leo was one of my first birthday dogs. And if you remember, this was Leo's shelter picture. He was January at the Bristol Animal Control, and that's because he was there since January. And for my birthday, my dear friend Kristen adopted Leo, and this is what I woke up to the morning of my birthday that year, and that was just the best birthday gift ever. And subsequently, Leo appeared on the show to help. Kristen and Leo appeared on the show to help me announce subsequent years' birthday dogs. And it was always a really nice time. It was always so nice to be able to see that a dog that I'd hoped would get a home got a good one, and, got to love on him and visit with him and, kind of get to share the love. But a couple of weeks ago, very sadly, he got very ill, and he passed away. So I just want to say thank you to Kristen for sharing him. Hopefully she'll be ready someday to maybe adopt another dog in Leo's memory. But, it's sad when they go before their time. And as if that wasn't bad enough, just this week, Kristen lost her Lucy as well. And, I know that pain of losing more than one at a time. Fortunately, I had, a couple of months in between Duke and Bocce, but within a couple of weeks, it's really, really, it's just a cut to the heart. So, if you would join me in offering up a little prayer for both Leo and Lucy. And there is a picture of them together. There you go. Good job, Mike. When they were a few years younger, a few years healthier. Really sad to say that, both of these guys came out of nowhere, you know, and that's the worst, when you don't expect it, when it comes just, you know, and blindsides you. So say a little prayer, offer up a little whatever. If you know Kristen, feel free to post. I did post about Leo on the Posse Presents Facebook page when it happened, but in the last week I kind of dropped the ball, but you know, now there's Lucy too. So anyway, Godspeed to both of them, and you know, hopefully Kristen's heart will heal enough for her not to feel as bad as I know she's feeling right now. I'll take the camera back. Hello. It's really hard when you lose them, you know, and there are people that I know that give dogs good homes, and it's a beautiful thing, and I wish every dog would have as good a home as these guys had. And I wish, you know, if you've adopted a birthday dog, it would be really nice if you checked in and let us know that they're still kicking and doing okay. And you know what? You can adopt a dog any day of the week and call it a birthday dog. You know, it's a new start for each animal every time they find a home. And, you know, for however long you have with them, it's a beautiful thing. You know, whether it's a lifetime because you got a younger dog, or whether it's not so many years because, you know, you got an older dog, they appreciate it. You know, they don't know the difference of, you know, it wasn't their whole life. They just know that their best life is now. So anyway, it's looking like we're just about out of time. Alrighty then, let's do this thing. I'm going to say peace, love, and dogs. Until next week, thank you very much for watching, and good night.